So after talking with a lot of clubs, the number one misconception that clubs have is that they are at full capacity. So in this video, I'm gonna break down different ways that you can increase your capacity and why you probably are not in full capacity to begin with. So first of all, let's start with why you probably, most certainly, are not at full capacity. So just to be clear, like to be in full capacity, that means that you are stretching out all limits, that you are using all your equipment all the time, all the days, which is probably not happening at your club. Because I'm almost 100% sure that you are not running classes the whole day for 7 days a week. That's impossible. And if you are doing, congrats to you, you probably are running a 1% club. But for the other 99% of people watching this that are part of a club, you probably are not running classes all day or all the different times of the day. So with that said, that means that you probably are not at full capacity. Now that we talked about that and we are on the same page on that you most certainly are not at full capacity, let's talk about what you could actually do to increase capacity without having to buy new equipment or without having to pay for more coaches and hire more coaches. So I'm going to break down some of the things that we use when we go into clubs and help them grow their capacity, and some of this stuff have helped clubs to double, even 3x their capacity, which says a lot about the system, and which also means that those clubs were wrong when they told us that they were at full capacity. So with that said, let's start with the first one, which is cutting down training time. Now I know that this is a sensitive talk for some people. They think that just because you give long sessions to people, that's valuable, but reality is that people are there just to have fun at the club, get the results, get in good shape. So just by having like a longer session, that doesn't really mean that it's more valuable. So if you are able to actually cut down on the time of the sessions, and I'm not saying here to just like rush sessions and do it half done just because you want to increase capacity. What I'm saying is that if it takes you, let's say, 30 minutes to get everyone up to speed before you start with the training, then of course you can automate that, or you can make sure that the coaches can do that faster, or the people are aware of that, and the whole group is just getting started quicker. And I know that for the clubs that we help, mostly rowing clubs, this is like a big opportunity to cut down on time, because what happens in most cases is that clubs run like a 90-minute session, and the 30 or 41st minutes is about getting out of the water, and then the rest 1 hour is to row. So if you could do like that, the getting out of the water part takes only 10 minutes and then 50 minutes are actually rowing, then that's almost identical to what you're doing, but you are saving your coach and your club 30 minutes of added time that you could almost run a new session. So that's the first lever I would pull, just to like make sure that are these sessions running smoothly, are they actually at a good length, or are they too long? Could we shorten them down in order to fit in more trainings on busy times? Which leads me to the second thing that you can do, which is that in the busiest times when everyone wants to train, instead of having one session on that time, which typically is either in the morning from let's say 6 to 7, or in the afternoon from 5 to 6, what you can do instead is that now that you have shortened down your times a little bit, you can take one time that goes just a little bit before that peak hour and ends on the middle of it, and then you take another time that starts from the middle of the peak hour and continues 30 minutes after that. So what that would look in reality is that you take one time that starts at 4:30 and ends at 5:30, and then you take another one, let's say that you have a 15-minute break or 10-minute break that starts from 5:40 to 6:40. And why you want to do that is because no one is going to get mad at you if you do that, because the people that, like on this session that you already probably have at 5 o'clock, some of the people are able to come earlier and some of the people are able to come later. So just by dividing the class and having 1 hour classes, one a little bit earlier and one a little bit later, now you are able to double the amount of people that you could have. So just these two little things that I walked you through could basically double your whole capacity when it comes to active members, just by making sure that you are not wasting any time on getting people up and ready for the session and placing the two sessions in between the peak hours. So those are the first two things you could do. Now the third thing has to do with actual exercise selection. Now once again, I want to go back to example from our clubs that are within rowing, but this applies to almost basically every club, which is that instead of using narrow boats that need a lot of attention and split the coach's attention between different boats, you can use more bigger boats like 8s or 4s, because that's going to make it easy for the coach to give a lot of coaching to a few boats, and that way you can have more people at the session. Now, what's the golden number of amount of people per session? Now, this varies a little bit, and if you ask different people, they're going to give you different, and if you ask different people, they're going to give you different answers. But I would say that in order for the coach to give personalized help to everyone and make sure that everyone is happy and feels seen, I would say that you should be between 16 to 24 people per session. Now, this once again depends on the amount of coaches that you have, but now I assume that you just have one coach running the sessions, and obviously it also depends on how much the people know about your sport. If they are total beginners, then you probably need to narrow it down a little bit, or you maybe need to have multiple coaches to run that amount of people at one time. But if the people know what they are doing, then 16 to 24 is actually the sweet spot. If you have less than that, then you're just like losing money because you are doing the classes too little, and people don't mind if there are more people. And if you go above that, then some of the people might maybe think that it's too many people and they are not getting enough attention. So that's something worth looking into also. Now, the fourth lever that you can use is actually if you don't have enough equipment. So going back to what I said in the beginning, these are things that you can do without buying new equipment or without hiring new staff. So the fourth thing would be to actually rotate through the equipment. So let's say that you have 10 machines that people can use and you want them to use throughout the workout. Then what you can do is that come up with some other exercises on the side that half of the group is doing, and then you can just rotate these people. This way you can basically double the amount of people that you can have on that session, and it also gives some variety of exercises for the people. Now, if you want to really stretch this, you can also have like 3 groups doing this around. We have done it also, it works. It depends on like what the main point of the session is. If you really want the people to actually have a quality session on the machines and then do something on the side, then I would recommend only having 2 groups. If this is more of a training that is meant to be fun and it's meant to just train, be a full workout, then you can have 3 groups without a problem. And just by doing that, then you are not restricted on the amount of let's say boats, machines, skis, or whatever you are using on the sessions. So that's the fourth lever. Now, the fifth lever is one of the most interesting ones, and it is to basically use people that have been at the club for a long time and are really skilled on the sport to advise on people that are newer on the club. So how that works is that you have a main coach that is basically running the session, and then you can have someone helping out the people that have come in and check on them. They can maybe do it by being on another boat and training on the side with them, or maybe you can actually tell them up front that we would like you to have you as an assistant coach on this session, and you are going to take care of this boat. And that way you don't need to like all the time stress about like, do I need to buy more boats, do I need to hire new coaches, do I need to find more coaches. You actually ease these people in that already know a lot about your sport into actually becoming assistant coaches, and then if they like that, then you can obviously give them some more education or give them some more opportunities to get even more involved with coaching, and that's how you basically get a new coach without having to like hire or without having to like worry about where this coach is going to come from. Usually most of the coaches that coach on our programs that we run with clubs, which are big programs and which require more coaches than only one coach, come usually from the club itself. What we do is that we ask people that have been around at the club for a long time if they are interested in helping out, and almost every time there are usually 10 to 20 people that can think that they would like to do that. And that's basically how we have been able to run these programs with 80 to 100 people like clockwork. And that's also where we have used these different levers that I told you. So that's basically everything for this video. I really hope that you found some value out of this, and I really hope that you take some of this advice that I gave you here and hopefully implement them at your club so you can increase your capacity. And going back to the thing that I said in the beginning, don't stress about capacity. Usually you can bring in much more people than you think. You just need better systems. You need to actually make sure that everything is running nice and tight before you bring in more people. But usually you can easily 2 to 3 times the amount of people without any problems. Then everything above that maybe requires some new equipment or maybe some new coaches. And then if you go like above 5 to 10x the amount of people, probably you're going to need a new facility. But if you do everything right and if you put the right price on the memberships, then by that time you would actually have enough funds to actually have your new facility as well. But now enough dreaming. Hope this video actually helped you, and if you want to see what we do on our end, what we work with, I'm going to link a link below to our website. You can check out what we do. What we basically do is that we help clubs for free to get in new members, and then if your club wants our help, then we also help you to retain these members. So with that said, thank you for watching this video. See you on another one.